last for the video. Here we go, and we're gonna do this sort of quick because it's pretty simple. First one, ratio of boys to girls in 6 is 2 to 3, so I like to actually write it out, right? So I never have to worry about it. Order does matter, so it's 2 boys, right? 3 girls. And you can set a proportion. Well, this one, again, boys and girls. Now, the numbers are easy enough, simple enough that you can just find a relationship between those two. And in this case, there's 12, right? And that would be 36. That's the answer to the first one. Now, if you wanted to set up a proportion, you could have done that. What do we have? 24 here. And you could have done set up a proportion. I'll talk about why cross multiplying works tomorrow. 2 times x is 2x. 3 times 24 is something 72, and then you divide both sides by 2. Notice you get 36, which is the same thing. So when you don't have to, you can just find that multiplier, right? That same factor that increased top and bottom. So I think that's easier. There are 80 here. Now this is a part to total, right? So we have 2 boys, 3 girls, and then when we have 2 boys and 3 girls, we have 5 in total. We can add that line. And it says here, what happens when there's 80 in total? Well, again, simple enough that we can, find a multiplier, which is 16. So therefore here, multiplied by 16, this is 48. We multiplied this by 16, which is 32. And if you add, notice that it does equal 80. Okay. Same question in a way. 2 boys, 3 girls. But this time there's a total, there's total of 5 total. And then here, there's a total of 75. So what happens when there's 75 in total? Well, multipliers times 15, right? So here would be times 15, which is 45. And this one would be times 15, which is 30. Notice that the sum is 75. So, but that doesn't answer the question. The question is how many more girls than boys? Well, 45 minus 30. Gives you 15. So that's the answer to 1C. Okay. So nothing new, nothing crazy here. Just simple, call it a refresher of your 6th grade ratios problem. 35 children, 10 adults at a cookout. What's the ratio of adults to children? So ratio of adults to children. And I prefer the fraction, so I'll write 10 to 35. You should simplify this. And if you do simplify, divide this by 5 is 2. So the final answer, the ratio should be 2 to 7. Okay. What's the ratio of children to total people? Well, the ratio of children is 35 children. To total, well, there's a total of 45 people. Right, and again, we simplify this. You have to. Divided by 5 is 7. Divided by 5 is 9. So the ratio is 7 to 9. 7 children to 9 total. Okay, again, order. Super important. Okay, so 5 more children come to the cookout, which means we go 35 plus 5. We have now 40 children. And the adults is still 10, right? And it says, what is the ratio of children to total people? Well, 40 children, and the total is now 50 total. And we can just write 4 to 5 ratio. Okay. Where am I? 3. The ratio of green M&Ms to yellow M&Ms is 2 to 5. So I'm going to write 2 green to 5 yellow. Right? You can abbreviate. You can write 2G over 5NY. If there are only 2 green and if there are only green and yellow M&Ms in the bag, what is the smallest number of possible total? Well, the smallest number would be 7 total. Okay, let's see if we can keep using that. If there are 84 M&Ms altogether, how many are green? Well, now that, right? So because the proportion, this multiplier is going to be the same for everybody. So that's times 12, which means this is times 12, which means this is times 12. 24 and 60. 60 green and 24 green and 60 yellow. which answers B. If red M&Ms were added to the bag in part B to get the total of 100, okay, what's the ratio of green to yellow to red? Well, if you add red, how many reds would you, well, you have 84 right now, right? So let me actually put, we have 24 green, yellow we had 60, right? And we're adding red to this bag, 24 green, 60 yellow, and we're adding red to the bag, which you would add 16, right? So the ratio would be of green to yellow to red would be 24 to 60 to 16, and we can divide everything by 8, and we get 3, not by 8, by 4. Let's see if that works. 6 to 15 to 4. Yep, there is the ratio of green to yellow to red. 6 to 15 to 4. Brian, Tim, and Candy got paid. Candy got paid a total $240 for the mowing neighborhood lawns. They split the money in the ratio of 5 to 9 to 10. So that means that for every $5 that Brian got, Timmy got 9, and Candy got 10. All right, so let's see what the total is. So the total here is 10, 9, and 5 is 24. So when there's 24 in total, that means that Brian got 5, Tim got 9, and Candy got 24. Okay, I think so. How much less did Brian make than Tim? Well, let's figure out $240. Well, what's that relationship? It's times 10, right? So everything's gone times 10. So when there's $240, Candy got 100, Timmy got 90, and right, times 10, times 10, times 10, and Brian got 50. So if you add those up, 100 plus 90 is 190, plus 50 is 240, so we got that correct. How much less did Brian make than Tim? Well, Brian made $40 less because Tim made 90. Brian complained about making so much less. The boys decided to break the ratio into 3 to 4 to 5 instead. How much more does Brian make than in part A? So if they break it into 3, every time Brian makes $3, Tim gets 4. The other guy, Kenny, gets 5. So if they break it up like this, what's the total here? 7 to 5 is 12, right? 12 total. So they changed the ratio to that. Well, let's see how the other things change. So when there's 240 in total, what's the relationship here? It's times 20. Right, so it would be times 20, so this would be times 20, which means Kenny makes 100. Tim's going to make 80. And Brian's going to make 60. Sorry, oops, Brian. So how much more does Brian make than in part A? In part A, Brian made 50, so he's going to make $10 more. Okay. 5. There's quite a lot. The ratio of students who wear glasses to the total class is 2 to 5. So wear glasses to the total 5. Let me write 5 total here. So if 2 wear glasses, that means how many don't wear? 3 don't wear. So we can write that. What's the ratio of students who wear glasses to who don't? Well, I just wrote that, right? So if there's 2 who wear out of total 5, 3 don't wear, so the ratio would be 2 to 3. If 15 students don't wear glasses, how many students are in the class? Well, so again, let's set up the other side. That's the total. This is the don't wear section. This is the wear section. So they're saying if there's 15, well, what's the multiplier here? Times 5. So let's multiply everybody times 5. 2 and 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. What the heck? In a second. Step back. All right, that's an equal sign. All right. So if there are 15 students who don't wear glasses, right? What's the multiplier here? Times 5. So here it would be times 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. And then at the bottom here, times 5, we get 25. And that matches, right? How many students are in their class? Therefore, 25. If 5 of the students who don't wear glasses now do, what's the ratio? So we have currently 10 who wear. Let me just write that a little bit neater. 15 who don't, for a total of 25, right? So they're saying if 5 of those who didn't wear now wear, so that means that this is going to change to 10 and this is going to be to 15, right? So we still have a total of 25, but they're asking us what is the ratio of students who wear glasses, 15, to those who don't, 15, no, right as a fraction, 15 to 10, or better yet, 3 to 2. So it'd be 3 wear, so a ratio of 3, for every 3 that wear, 2 don't. That would be the new ratio. Just as making cookies, using a recipe in the flour, ratio of flour to chocolate chips to sugar, 4 to 1 for each batch. If you're using 8 cups of flour, how many cups of sugar does it need? So like I said, in order, this is flour to chocolate chips, which I'll write CC, and then 1 for sugar. That's the ratio. So if he's using 8 cups of flour, so over here on the side I'll write flour, chocolate chips, and sugar, right? My new ratio, if you increase the number of flour from 4 cups to 8, and you write 8 over here, well, easy enough again, times 2, times 2, times 2, so this would be 2, and this would be 2. Okay, everything doubles, basically, right? To make 3 batches of cookies, what is the ratio of flour to chocolate chips to sugar? So if you're gonna, let me go back here. So if you're gonna make 3 batches of cookies, right? So we're gonna increase everything times 3. So it'd be 12 to 6 to 3. And we want the ratio of flour to chocolate chips to sugar, so it would be 12 to 6 to 3. Ratio of boys to girls in the class, so again, boys, girls is 7 to 11. There are 49 boys in the class, and how many boys and girls are together? Well, boys and girls, we're changing this to 49. Again, if you want to put X over here and cross multiply. Again, in the 6th grade, that's all you did because you had to find numbers that were, I guess, friendly in a way. So in this case, it is times 7, which means this guy is times 7. So that would mean there's 77 girls. And to answer the question, it would be the sum of 49 and 77, which is 6, 8, 126 in total. Okay. Marbles are stones in a large pot. So again, marbles, 6. Stones, what is stones? 7 stones. There are 42 marbles. Okay, these are way too easy for you guys. How many stones are there? I'll cross multiply this one just to be a little bit different. So if you cross multiply, you get 6x. Maybe not. 7 times 42 is 294. Yeah, completely not necessary here. Divide both sides by 6. 294 divided by 6 equals, so this and this simplifies, x equals 49. So the number of stones is 49. Yeah, I think we needed to cross multiply. Not for this one. 9 coins, so 3 coins to 8 notes. If there's a total of 24 coins, I'm not going to cross multiply this one. So how many notes are there? Well, just times 8 times 8, which makes our answer 64. Ew. 10. More room at the bottom. So of black bags, 5 black bags to 3 blue bags. There's a total of 10 black bags. Oh my god. Well, I'm not even going to say anything. It's just times 2. Right, so that gives me 6. Right, so notice that 5 over 3 and 10 over 6 are equivalent ratios, right? Equivalent fractions. 7 to 8, trucks to cars. We have 21 trucks. Oh my god. Multipliers times 3. This is times 3, which means we have 24 cars. So we have red and green 6. We have a total of 32 red. Right, how many green ribbons are there? Well, times 8, times 8, 48. Okay, so this should have been really simple. Okay, but take it as a little refresher. Right, that's it.